Well, hey there. Welcome to the Movie Review Mom YouTube channel. I'm the mom and I do the movie reviews. And my goal is to give you the heads up on filmmaking quality and content so that you can make the best decision for you and your family as to whether or not you want to spend time or money or both watching a specific film. So, the specific film that I'm reviewing today is called Sisu. This violent World War II movie by Lionsgate is now available in theaters and soon to streaming. It's rated R and is an hour and 31 minutes. My overall movie review mom grade is, can you believe I'm giving you the score already? But keep watching so you understand why I'm giving it the grade that I am. I'm giving it a B to B minus, and let me explain why. I'll give you an overview in a nutshell, and then I'll point out things I liked and didn't like, as well as offer tips for parents. Here's the biggest tip. This is not a family-friendly movie. Interesting lines, and then even recommendations for other films that are sort of similar that I think you'll also like if you haven't seen them already. All right, you ready to dive in? In a nutshell, the film was written and directed by Jalmari Helander, considered to be one of the best directors in Finland. And I always like seeing what other foreign directors are doing with their content. This is the synopsis that the studio sent when they gave me a complimentary press screener. During the last desperate days of World War II, a solitary prospector, played by Jorma Tomila, crosses paths with Nazis on a scorched earth retreat in northern Finland. When the Nazis steal his gold that he worked hard to find and dig up, they quickly discover that they have just tangled with no ordinary miner. While there's no direct translation for the Finnish word sisu, this legendary ex-commando will embody what sisu means: a white-knuckled form of courage and unimaginable determination in the face of overwhelming odds. And no matter what the Nazis throw at him, the one-man death squad will go to outrageous lengths to get his gold back, even if it means killing every last Nazi in his path. So if you watch the over-the-top movie trailer and decide it's too much, you're right. It's a lot of violence and blood and guts and gore. Turn away. If you think it looks cool and you enjoy violent bloodbaths, have at it. So there's my fair warning. But let me tell you some of the things that I really liked about this film. First of all, the cast includes faces I've never seen before. Jorma Tomila, who plays the lead character and is fantastic. Axel Henny, Jack Doolan, Mimosa Willamo, and Ani Tomila. I hope I pronounced those names correctly, and I apologize if I didn't. No one would expect such a seemingly old man to be able to do all of the things that he does in this movie. I had to look up the age of Jorma Tomila, the actor, because I was curious. How old was he? I found out he's only 64 years old. And the older I get, the younger that sounds. His character only has one line in the entire movie. And his character really feels kind of like a combination of Clint Eastwood and Rambo characters in a bloody Tarantino movie. There is stunning cinematography by Tel Lagerus. Now, we don't hear any dialogue until 13 minutes into the movie. The tough and beautiful landscapes tell us a lot about the Finnish man who lives there. I've been to Helsinki, Finland before, but I didn't really get to see much of the rest of the country. I'd love to go back and see more. The landscapes were filmed in Finnish Lapland near Nuorgam and Keimanen. And again, I probably slaughtered those names, and I haven't been to those places. But Helsinki was fun, and I kind of got a little taste. My twin sister's mother-in-law lived in Finland for a couple of years. And so they're always intrigued with Finland and what's going on there. And anyway, it's a lovely country. If you love brutal, outrageous violence, it begins at 17 minutes and goes almost nonstop until the end. There are chapter cards that divide the movie into sections as the story progresses, and they're helpful and also somewhat amusing. Due to its pacing, simple plot, and raw testosterone, the film kind of feels like a Western. The movie looks higher quality than the mere $6 million budget that it had. Now, $6 million is a lot of money for all of us, but for making a movie, that's pretty bare bones. So I was impressed. The fact that this tough as nails Finn has a beloved dog made me think of John Wick, silent but deadly. And some viewers will love the crazy fight sequences. Others will laugh because everything is so over the top, violent, and gory. And I know that there's an audience for that. Many of my subscribers love those kinds of movies. So let me tell you something that I didn't like. And basically, it's just one thing, and that is that this movie is definitely not everyone's cup of tea. It's extremely violent and gory. I know, I keep saying that. It's very simple, kill the Nazis. And because they're Nazis, the killing isn't so bad, right? I mean, you're rooting for this guy to just destroy these Nazi soldiers that have become a thorn in his side. Uh, so it's just not a fun movie to watch unless you're up for that kind of thing. So let me give you some tips for parents. As I mentioned, it's not appropriate for kids. There is profanity, including many F-bombs. People die brutal deaths. They're Nazis, of course, so there are disgusting blood, gore, and flying body parts, extreme violence. We see a naked man from behind and a man's bare chest with lots of scars. So we know this character has been through a lot. It's assumed a Nazi raped a young girl, although we don't really see anything, thankfully. The Nazis keep a group of women in a truck for their pleasure. So you can kind of imagine, and I'm grateful we don't have to watch any of that. Now, some of the themes that are illustrated very well in the film are courage, grit, determination, World War II and war in general, and greed. So I always write down funny lines and interesting lines just to kind of whet your appetite and give you a taste of the dialogue and script writing. And I have all of the comments on my written review at moviereviewmom.com. So you can check them out there, but I'll share a few of them with you right now. So here is one of the funny lines in the movie. So a Nazi death squad leader says to another character, "Do you really believe he's immortal?" Talking about Sisu. And this other character says, "No, he just refuses to die." And he does. So another character says, "Immortal or not, the man needs air." And it's an interesting comment because he's surrounded by all this beautiful fresh air in Finland, but he's got to be able to breathe to survive, and stuff's happening and bad guys are getting at him. No spoilers though. All right, so let me tell you some movies I instantly thought of as I was watching this film, basically because of the violent bloodbath approach to the storytelling. The first one is called The Northman, and it's I think it came out just last year, and Vikings are super popular, so this movie became very popular. And another one also that came out last year is called Medieval. Again, a bloodbath of in this case, he's not a Viking, but this is over in England, if I remember. And you're trying to decide, are these good people or bad people? And then another one that is much more modern day is called Violent Night. It's a violent Christmas comedy that features one of the stars of the TV show Stranger Things. And so if you're a fan of that show, you might get a kick out of it. But it's Santa Claus, and he gets violent and crazy, and it's hilarious and entertaining and also really violent. Anyway, so if that's your genre, you like that kind of stuff, those are 3 recommendations for you. All right, thank you so much for spending a few minutes with me. I hope if you watch this movie, you do enjoy it. And thank you for running over to Instagram. Many of you have followed me there as Movie Review Mom, but also as my author name, Trina Boice. I really appreciate that, and I'm trying to grow that audience a bit as well. You'll instantly see my thumbnail pop up as soon as I posted either a YouTube video or a WordPress post on my website for the review. So sometimes I post the reviews faster than I get the YouTube videos out. So if you want to be the first to know what my reviews are and that they're live, then you can find them there. Have a fantastic day, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye for now.